Alright, let's go over the Yugioh Omega deck profile here. We're running 4 bricks to start it, actually 5 bricks to start it off. The big fat Dark Magician and the double Red Eyes. Now the reason is because we're playing Ref and playing Insight at 6, and we just really want to pump out as many Dragoons as we can. We've got 2 here, you could probably make room for a third, not gonna lie. But anyway, we've also got the Wyvern, which can revive your Dragoon from the grave, or a Red Eyes, but you normally want to revive this guy. Now, Insight needs to send a Red Eyes monster to search Ref, so that's why we play the Wyvern. That makes sense. That's our 5 bricks. Moving on, Timaeus can also help you make your Dragoon or your Dragon Knight, so that's why he's here. He's very searchable off Illusion of Chaos and Prep, which can then search him. So we've got like 5 copies of Timaeus without having to play him at 5, because he kind of sucks. Everyone, drop your DM chads in the chat. So everyone watching this on YouTube is, having a good time experiencing the Chad DM. 1 rod, and that's because we're just focusing really hard on Ref, and we have essentially 6 copies of it in the deck. But you know what? Sometimes you will not open the Ref, and in those cases, you're going to try to draw into it with your Allures and your Upstart. But in those games where you just cannot find it, it's fine. You've got Prep, Illusion of Chaos to grab your souls, or your missing normal summon, in this case, which is the Magician's Rod. But the 1 rod, because it's recyclable as well, you can get away with just 1 normal summon in this build, because we just typically don't normal summon in this build, we use Ref instead. Moving on to 2 Ash, which is normally a weird ratio. I'd say, silly boy, play Ash at 3, but you know what? 2 Ash is fine because we're only playing it for cross-out designated targets. That's really it. Same for the Imperms, though they're not as important, but Imperm's also super good going second in this build. If you open Ref and Imperm going second, you will win like 80% of games. I swear to God, that's my win rate. You just Imperm the one thing that negates Ref, and then you just Ref, and you just start popping and swinging, and you just win the game. Kinda crazy. Alright, let's get into the next cards. Where were we? Soul Servant? Magician's Souls, rather. Card's pretty good. Obviously, in a build like this, it's a little weird, right? It's a little strange, because you don't really want to summon it, but you can Ref and still use Magician's Souls. Let's go through that real quick, because some people just don't know, you know? So if I have Magician's Souls and I Ref, here's what you can do. And people will ask why, but it's because you would have this card. So let's make it do this. Yeah, people ask how this is possible, and like quite frankly, I don't know. It's to do with Magician's Soul's wording. Magician's Soul's wording makes this possible, right? So you can easily get Dragoon with Ref. That makes sense. But look, you can still use Magician's Souls. People are very surprised by this. Now, obviously, I've already got DM in my grave, but if you've played Mana, Mahad, Dark Magician Girl, and you need to get them in the grave turn 1, look, you can do that. You just can't summon because of Ref, but it still lets you mill both the cards. So then you can go on Soul Servant, stack something, and draw 2, right? You can go get your Salvation or whatever. Banish your Soul Servant. And that's the only reason you'd really want to use Magician's Souls alongside Ref. But it does happen. Like, if you get Ashed on Ref, that's the main reason to do this, right? You need to get DM in the grave turn 1. That's the DM deck. You need DM in grave turn 1. So if you get Ashed on Ref, great. You can still Souls, as you just saw. I just sold with Ref. So please stop telling me you can't do it. You can. It's not a bug on the simulator. It's just a legal play, guys. Because Magician's Souls does say, send this card to the grave, then you can special a DM. But you don't have to. You just do the second part. You send the DM for cost, and then you send this card to the grave, and you just don't do the latter. You just don't do the summon of the DM. Because you can't, because of Ref, but it still lets you do it, so try it. Try it. It's only, like, niche, as you can see. It would only come up with Soul Servant and stuff, and if you're playing 2 bricks, which I'm not here, like, I'm not playing DMG or Mana or Mahad, but if you play them, cool. Anyway, let's get into Illusion of Chaos. Is multiple copies of your Rod and your Souls and your Timaeus, and Prep is additional copies of Illusion of Chaos. That makes a lot of sense. Now, opening 2 Prep's good because you can Illusion of Chaos, get your Souls can send your other Prep and whatever else for draws, so that's why Prep's very good. 2 Allure because we have a lot of Darks here, but we don't really care about a lot of them. Multiple copies of Soul sucks, multiple copies of DM or Red Eye sucks, so you're just gonna send them away for draws. Try to draw into your Ref. You only use this when you're desperate and you need to find Insight or Ref, and sometimes you see it off circle, so you can go activate your circle and you actually see your Ref, and you can just drop your Allure, go grab it, and just banish whatever's in your hand that you don't care about. So that's actually a very niche but nice use of it. We'll also get into, you could Magician Souls, send DM to the grave, and then you could actually activate Soul Servant, stacking circle, banish the Soul Servant, add the circle, activate the circle, see the ref, right? Because obviously if you use souls and summon, you can't ref, but you can souls and do the effect I just showed you where you just don't summon anything. It's also a good way to play around Max C on Master Duel for those who play that. But anyway, that can get you to circle, and circle can find you, another card closer to your ref, and then you can play your draw cards to try and get it. It's a bit of a loophole, like a bit of a weird situation, but I've done it like more than 3 times now, so I don't know, I feel like it's worth mentioning. Magicalize to make another Dragoon, but it can also make this or this or this, but that's cool. No Anaconda though, so it feels kind of bad, but you can cut it if you don't like it. Now this card, Magicalize plus Magician Souls, thanks to Imduk, also makes you a Dragoon in 2 cards, so you just can do that as well. It's pretty sick. We spoke about ref enough, ref good. Terraforming, it'll grab you your Salvation, which is grabbing you your Eternal Soul, or it'll just grab you your Village, which is very oppressive if you have Dragoon or any of these guys up. You'll just kind of win the game. Now we got Upstart. Upstart combos very well with Soul Servant and your Circle once again. If you happen to see Ref on top with Circle too, you can just go grab it, which is insane. Call by so your Ref can resolve. Cross out so your Ref can resolve. Secrets to try to make any of these fusions, but mainly your Dragoon or your Dragonite if you got the setup. Triple Soul Servant because it's the best Dark Magician card. That's a fact. It's the best spell. Even though it does nothing on its own, it's still the best DM spell trap. Circle at 1 because it's not really the focus of this build. Salvation at 1 because it's not the focus of this build. And Eternal Soul 1 because they're not the focus of this build, but they're there if you need them and they're cute. And then we got 2 Imperm kind of because of cross out, but also Imperm's cracked with ref, so that's why it's here at just a ratio of 2. Cards that work well with this or can be used for this in the side is Swords. You saw me use Swords there and beta response. It's either that or their opponent's monsters get flip face down and you just ref pop 2 and swing. It's very good. Very anime, very cool. Extra deck, Quintet, the big Unga Bunga Magicalize play. Sometimes you can do it off Secrets too, which is funny. The big boy himself, Dragonite, which you can make up your Timaeus or your Secrets play. It doesn't come up much, but if you got Circle Eternal Soul Timaeus, you're probably winning the game. If you got Magician Souls, and I have Illusion of Chaos in hand and or Rod, you do need to have this though. You can go into this and like OTK going second, it's pretty nice. It's a bit situational though. Double Dragoon because he's the star of the show here, as he always is. And we got 1 Dark Magicians rather, but there's 2 on there. You can summon off Secrets or Timaeus. It's alright, it's mid. We need a better way to summon this card. Chaos Goddess, didn't make this today. But your Rod and your Souls combo can make this card. It's a bit weird because we've only got 1 Rod, but you can do that. Yo, shout out to Gregory. Gregory just joined the DM Royals. What a king. What a king. DM Chad's in the chat for your boy Gregory. Then we got Access Code Talker. Access Code Talker is a big boy. You can go into him through your Dark and Selene link climb. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my Dark Magician links video. It's over on the channel and it's very helpful for people who don't really know what links to play in DM or just don't care about links at all, but you do want to update your deck. We've also got the IP and Unicorn package. I should really move these over so they're a little packaged together. IP Unicorns just for if you are forced to go into Rod Souls because you didn't find ref and you got nothing else to do, you can at least end your board on IP and Eternal Soul out that DM on the opponent's turn and just hopefully get a Circle Banish. If not, hopefully get the Unicorn effect off there to discard and shuffle a card, which is pretty mid, but sometimes it's all we got. ELS is a link 3 because it's very good. It wins you the Eldritch and Labyrinth matchup sometimes. And yeah, it can just be a boss monster when you've run out of stuff to do, run out of Dragoons. Artemis, super good with Rod for recycling Rod and just setting up turn 1. Sometimes you'll open a hand that's Rod and like 2 Imperms, 2 Ash, and you're like, what do I do? That's normally what you do. You'll just link into the Artemis and play next turn by grabbing Soul Servant. So it's pretty good. If you don't know that combo, once again, watch the link video and you'll be being chilling. Imduk, just to link away the Dark Magician so you can keep looping it back. Pretty good. It's also a win monster, which does matter for access code pop. So we've got lights and darks, and then we've got a win. So just an extra pop is sometimes cool too. Alright, we've got the side deck. I'm not really going to talk about it. It's just like Floodgates, extra Floodgates, and another Imperm. Cracked card for going second. People sleep on this card. It's very broken. And some good one-obs. Oh, I just got rid of that. Some good one-obs that I think are okay in a Dark Magician side deck. But that's about it for the profile. Let me know what you think of it. It's definitely heavy on the Red Eyes cards, but it is kind of a Red Eyes Dark Magician deck because Dragoon is just that oppressive of a card. People say this isn't a Dark Magician card, but if you look at the text, it says Dark Magician and a Red Eyes card. So, and one of the other ways you know this is a Dark Magician card is Soul Servant can stack it back into the extra deck and you can draw cards. So anyone's telling me Dragoon's not a Dark Magician card, Sorry, buddy. You're incorrect. If at least they said Artemis isn't a DM card, I'd be like, well, you're technically correct, though it is very good. Same with I'm Duck. But anyway, those people are just mad and salty. I hope you enjoyed the Dark Magician deck profile for Master Duel. Well, that's incorrect, for the TCG and or Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. Ref is a very strong card. If you don't like it, that's okay. I'm a massive ref enjoyer though, if you can't tell, but I do have builds on my channel that don't have ref in them. So please go and check them out. And yeah, if you want to drop a like, become a member, part of the DM Royals. We got a bunch of Royals in the chat right now. Go off my Royal Kings and Queens, show me them Dark Magician emojis, which you get from being a member of the channel. You'll love to see it. You do love to see it. Anyway, thank you for joining me. My name is Loza. I make a lot of Dark Magician content, so feel free to stick around. See ya.
Hey you, yeah you, you've been wondering where I get my singles from. Well, it brings me great joy to say I get my singles from Grimdark Gaming. Whether you play Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, Dragon Ball, Flesh and Blood, Magic the Gathering, MetaZoo, or whatever it is you're after, make sure with your purchase to use code LOZA2 and apply that to get 5% off your order. And of course, that 5% goes to helping me out to make this channel so awesome for you. So make sure you check out Grimdark Gaming down in the description of this video and use the promo code LOZA2.